What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This was directed by Ryan Coogler and starring Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, and Tenoch Huerta. The people of Wakanda must fight to protect their home from intervening world powers as they mourn the death of their king T'Challa. So this was definitely an emotional film because not only are the characters in the movie experiencing the loss of their king T'Challa, but also because the cast, the crew, us, the fans, we're still mourning the death of Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther himself, like his unexpected death. That really hits hard. So anytime in this movie when he's mentioned and they have to go through like explaining like their emotional state of all of this, it actually feels real. Like it actually feels like it's the actual actor and not just the character who is mourning the loss. And honestly, I felt like it really added something to that. Everybody in this movie was absolutely fantastic. But I gotta give my props to Angela Bassett. Like, absolutely, she was a standout in every single scene that she was in, and it was absolutely fantastic. Letitia Wright, she had some big shoes to fill in this movie because like she went from being like the sidekick slash side actor who just made the gadgets and everything, was kind of there for the comic relief a little bit, to being you're the full front of this movie now. So she really stepped it up. I was very happy with that. The writers and then the director Ryan Coogler, I thought they all did a fantastic job because they had finished the script for this movie when Chadwick Boseman had passed. So they had to rework everything. So I felt like they did a really good job with this movie. It wasn't super action-packed, mainly because they were focusing more on the emotional side of everything. But the action scenes, when they are happening, it is fantastic. Like, I absolutely loved every action scene that was going on, especially the fight scene at the end. Thank you for not having dark characters in a dark room where we could actually see things happening. So I was happy about that. The final fight scene was fantastic, and I was just like, thank you. So Namor is the main villain for this movie, and he's okay. I feel like he's more like your typical Marvel villain. When I compare him to Killmonger, now Killmonger in Marvel movies in general is one of my top favorite villains. Namor doesn't have the same presence as him in this movie, and so that kind of was a little bit lackluster. Namor does not believe that Wakanda should be sharing its secrets with the rest of the world. They're just like, no, you should just be hiding off by yourselves and just living peacefully instead of giving people your technology and everything like that. And Nemar's people live in an underground kingdom that's Atlantis, but but can't technically be called Atlantis because copyright issues. So it's Atlantis, but it's not Atlantis. Namor soldiers are actually pretty terrifying. Now, when you see these people, you're just like, wow, you're big. And their strength is actually considerable, but they also have a few other abilities that makes them even more terrifying. The first time you're introduced to them, the score that goes with them is absolutely fantastic. But they are not the type of people that you want to meet out in the ocean. Like, at all. They have this one ability, and I'm just like, oh, crap. So they were actually really good. I really liked them. The one thing, though, is that these people are not as technologically advanced as the Wakandans. Even though they also have vibranium at their disposal, you can definitely tell that they're not as technologically advanced. They have these like bombs that are made to explode water. The water effects were really cool, but it's like, is that it? Like that's the extent of your technological advances? Despite, however, the technological disadvantage, they still put up a pretty damn good fight. So, good on them. The thing I didn't really care for about this movie is that for the first half, they are jumping around so much. Because there's a lot of story that they have to fill in, especially about the new villain and his people, or from location to location to location. And so it's a lot to take in the first half of this movie. Never really cared for when you jump around that much. I don't feel like they could have done it any other way, considering how much they had to introduce. So, there is that. Overall, this movie is absolutely fantastic, from the acting to the emotions that you feel while watching this movie, and really getting that sense of loss that has happened in the world. For my verdict on this movie, I would say that it is definitely worth seeing in theaters. Alrighty guys, well that's going to do it for this movie. Down in the comments, let me know if you've seen this movie. What did you think about it? Did you think it was really emotional? And I will catch you guys in the next one.